So we all know over the last 2 years, Jordan releases and Nike releases in general have been pretty poor for the most part. Nothing super duper interesting, and the resale on this stuff has been down the drain. In fact, if we take a look at Nike stock, it literally just got announced yesterday that they did not hit their third quarter earnings. And if you guys can see right now, it's down 5% just today. And over the last year, it's down over 30%. So not a good look for the company whatsoever. And a lot of this has to do with COVID and kind of the sneakerhead era really like hitting its top peaks during 2020, 2021, and some of 2022. Now, again, it's just been kind of falling ever since. Nike's trying to revive it though in 2025. And I think there's some helpful and kind of hopeful ideas that are coming from Nike. So again, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the releases that came out recently have not been very good. I think we can agree if you look at some of the Jordan 1 colorways and the Jordan 3 colorways that released last year, it's just not pretty, okay? Now they're going back to, what was working in the past, right? A lot of these really great retro colorways, the Grape 5s, for example, they just reimagined another pair of 5s, right? They just dropped the Flu Game 12. So like a lot of these really hype shoes that people want, but they're doing something different this time. Over the last 2 years, they would make releases with 100 to 200,000 pairs per release, and that was normal, like that was typical. And then Nike would be like, oh, why is this stuff hitting the outlets? People would be surprised. It's like they made way too many pairs. It wasn't really exclusive. People want to wear a shoe that they don't see someone else wearing in public as well, right? They want to feel like they have something that no one else has. And that's kind of a cool feature of being a sneakerhead and being a collector. But when they made everything available for everyone and, the hypest Jordan that came out last year or whatever it is just as common as a regular white Air Force One, it's not that cool anymore. Same thing with the Panda Dunks. Again, that shoe was a $300 shoe. I bet some people were selling it for over $400, but they made it just as common as the Air Force, and they said they wanted to do that. But I think it's backfiring on Nike. And I think they're realizing that as well because people don't want to look the same as everyone. Sure, if there's, common stuff, no one cares about wearing the same socks and things like that. But when you have like a staple piece in your collection and you're going to spend decent money, I'm talking $200 on a pair of Jordans. That's a lot of money, right? That's money that you could put somewhere else. But if you're going to spend that money, you're going to be wanting to get something that feels special that no one else really has, right? Or that's what Nike's starting to do. So if you see here, this is the stock numbers on the Jordan 9s that just dropped, the cool grades. And you guys can see how many pairs are here. I'll zoom in a little bit more. 13,000 pairs, 13,500 pairs dropped on sneakers of this shoe. A shoe that probably wasn't even going to resell at the time because people didn't expect it to, but they didn't drop hardly any pairs of these. There's like none. I mean, like this shoe is very difficult to get. You went for like a rare size too, a 12.5. I mean, there was only 182. I wear 11.5, 700. So like less than 1,000 people could get 11.5. That makes this shoe a lot more limited. And Jordan and Nike might have a love-hate relationship with StockX, but if you look at the market here, they're definitely paying attention to this stuff. They want this stuff to resell because if it's reselling, it's going to sell out at their stores. They don't want stuff sitting at their stores. These stores have shoes that are dropped well over a year ago that no one wants, and they're marking $180 Jordan all the way down to $50, $60. That is not a good look on Nike. It makes it look more like a Skechers than a hype brand or something that people are really want. It's desirable. So for the rest of 2025, Nike's going to make this stuff very limited, and it's just going to be way more limited than it was the years before. And this is the reason why the sneaker market was where it was to begin with when it first started blowing up. Why were the Ben & Jerry's Dunks so popular? This is one of like the first kind of releases when the market started to really blow up. It's because like no one could get them. They were very difficult to get. It was such a unique shoe. I don't even think I've ever seen anyone wear a real one, like out in public. I haven't, right? And a lot of those rare Dunks, the SBs, that's why I love collecting them because it feels like it's something that no one else has, right? You feel special with it. So Nike's in trouble if they don't make some changes, and they need to make some changes soon. And again, this is how I expect them to do it. It's already been pretty clear because we see the stock numbers on every single release that, they drop on sneakers, and it's gotten a lot smaller than it was, last year and the year before. By the way, if you guys want to see the stock numbers before a release ends up happening, we drop them every week for free inside my Discord. You guys can just join with the link down below. And it's useful because you can see how many pairs are going to be dropping of the shoe you might want. But yeah, I'd be curious to get your guys' take on what you think about the whole situation in the market. I've had people over the last year or two telling me that the sneaker market's dead or it's dying or whatever. And I would agree that Nike sales are 100% down, and Nike makes up a huge market of sneakerheads and then also, the sneaker kind of space, right? And if they're down, then the market's definitely going to be down as well. And I think this is their way of combating it because they want people to be able to feel like, hey, I have a shoe that no one else really has. It was harder to get. And ultimately, this is going to be good for resellers because, again, if you're reselling something that's more exclusive, there's going to be money to be made there. So Again, I'm a reseller. I think probably you're watching this video, you are too. So that should be a positive note for you as well if you're trying to make money on these hype shoes. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.